Think about the sequence of your ideas, because these two are not your only ideas. You're creative. You've got a lot of ideas. In the future, the better sequence would be step one, research online, like I'm sure you probably did. But this time you're going to research on time. You're looking at the colors of similar products. You're looking at the marketing of competitive products and the verbiage they use, the language, and you're copying all that, throwing it in a page. You're also looking at the features and the benefits, coming up with how can you leverage their language with your new concept that's different than theirs. So you're looking a little bit deeper. You're also making a list of those manufacturers, because those competitors are also your prospects. So you're looking at their company names and start building an Excel spreadsheet list or whatever software you like, just a list, and then start researching them. Okay, so that's step one. Step two is you make a prototype, a handmade prototype. It really depends on how much time and money you want to put into it. You make your prototype, even if you use cardboard and duct tape at the cheapest, or hire a place at the most expensive. So you want to see the functionality, and you're going to use that, the best, least expensive finished prototype you can get. That's what you're going to use in your demo video. So then that's step two, is make that prototype. Step three is build your list. Now start to work through the list and really hone that in. I even call them or email them or connect with them on LinkedIn, because not every company will license products from inventors. And even if they do, I want to know for sure who I should be talking to. So I will call, email, and then I'm not sharing my product. I'm saying, hey, I'm a product developer. I have a patented product. What is your process? Do you accept products from outside inventors? And I get them to tell me. If they say no, just cross them off the list, because you're not going to change their mind. Cross them off the list. But if you have some that seem receptive and they have an easy process, you want to star them. You still have not shown them anything. You're just verifying how did you do it if you do have a product. Okay, so that's step three. Step four then is to make your demo video. Make the cool demo video. You need it to be under 2 minutes, preferably 30 seconds to a minute. And you want it to be hard-hitting, product focused. This is the problem. This is my product and how it solves the problem. It's patented, even though it's not yet, but you're going to say it's patented. And if you're interested in an inquiry, call me. Okay. So there's that. And then the fifth step is then to apply for that provisional patent. And because that's something you can do low cost, or if you have an attorney you're comfortable with, it's less expensive. But now you're ready. The second you are told you have a provisional patent filed and you basically started the time clock, the 12-month time clock, you want to make sure you're ready to run the race. So if you don't do this order, it's like the gun of a track meet going off, and you're saying you're ready, but you're still over there putting your shoes on at the bleachers. You're not even ready, so you're burning that time. You're not ready to go. So if you save the patent to step 5, you're hot. You're coming in hot. The minute they tell you it's filed and you're legally protected, then you're going to start sending a link. And I put all my stuff on Google. I mean, not on Google, but on YouTube channel in an unlisted setting. So you've got the 3 settings. Okay, so use unlisted, because you don't want this to be public. The Chinese are knocking off everybody right now. They're knocking off your own, right from your website. They're stealing people's pictures, their videos, and it's too hard to win. So what I'm trying to do is find an under the radar approach to get your product in the hands of a big company that's more equipped to handle those battles, because they fight them too. They just have more money and experience fighting them. All right. So whenever you're talking to someone about your product and you're going to send them the link to license it, you want to let them know, I'm giving you a first look. I say this to everyone. It's like dating, I love you all. Who's going to invite me to the prom? So I say, I'm giving you an early first look at this unique product because I think your company's the best fit. Please reply with your interest level or candid feedback is what I say. And so if they say yes, they're interested, that's when you can get me involved. So whenever you're talking to people about inventions, you need to know how they make money. Most people are going to love your idea and they're going to ask you for money because they're a service provider. They sell websites, they sell prototypes, they're patent attorneys. All those are good services you need, but inventors often blow a lot of cash because those people, they're not sending any money your way. It's all, I love your idea, let me build you a website. I love your idea, let me get you a patent. I love your idea. They don't know if your product's going to make it or not. So you have to know how people make money. Do you have a question? Because you look like you do, and I don't want to talk too much.
No, I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm listening.
This is recorded also, so you can get this recording afterward if you want to listen again. So how I make money is I've had enough wins that I don't have to charge people. There are very few legitimate licensing agents. I used to charge people like $500 a month or $1,000 a month. And then I had a whole team, like 65 people around the world. And we would frantically call, email, try to license products. And we had 3 successes in 3 years, and we worked our butts off. And those successes were good, but it took a ton of effort, and most licensing deals just fall through. That's just the hard truth of it. And so I didn't like taking any money from an inventor and then not having it be successful. I didn't feel good about it. And I had enough wins that I didn't have to. And so now I can cherry pick, and that's what I'm doing. So if you do that hard work, that getting an interested party is equally as hard as everything else you've done so far. So if you get someone interested, I will come in at that point, and for 25% of whatever I'm able to get you, I'll negotiate the whole deal for you. We use all my paperwork. If we do need an outside lawyer, you get your lawyer, I get my lawyer. I like to minimize legal costs because they tend to mess things up a lot, but there is a time to have them. And, that time is important. So, now, if you send me a link to your product idea and I like it, and I already have a network of people that look at products from me and know that I'm only sending them my cherry picked items, so they answer my call, they'll talk to me, we have candid conversations about the market and blah, blah, blah. Then I get 50%. And so you've got to, some people say, oh, 50%, that's too much. Well, it might be. If you can do it yourself, then do it yourself. If you can save the money, save the money. But if I can streamline it quicker and we can have some coming in, it's better. So if you wanted your question, let me stop then and see if you have a question.
No, I like to show you the stuff but I'm learning, so that
okay. So let me go. I'm only in 5 minutes. So let me just give you another brief information. I'm going to go to the product, because this is stuff that'll help you with your future ideas. This is worth your $50, 30 minutes. And that's what's important to me. So if you get someone interested, if somebody replies back to you, you can get me involved then, or you can handle it yourself. And there's books and resources. Anybody can do anything. The first 2 questions I ask, I know that they want to know, do you have a patent? And they want to know, do you know your cost of goods? Have you sourced manufacturing? Those are the first 2 questions that anyone wants to know. I find out, my experience tells me that if I give them those answers, they shut off information. It's like then they retreat back into their own company and they do whatever they're doing, and I'm not privy to it. And it is harder than heck for me to get that information unless I have a pre-established champion in that company that'll tell me what's going on. So I tell them, oh, I'd love to answer those questions with you. Let's get a non-disclosure in place. If they're going to steal it, they're still going to steal it. But if they balk on the non-disclosure, then I'm like, that's interesting. They're not the right contact. They don't have the authority. There's something amiss here. And so most people sign the non-disclosure. And then I have a Zoom meeting like this. I prefer, because I want to see them. And that's our first date. And that's where you don't say anything. I'm going to take it over. But what I need to know before we tell them what they need to know, I need to ask them about themselves. How long you worked for the company? What products have you launched? How much of those products sold? And what I do is I start stroking their egos at that point, because right then they will open up because they want to look good to you and they want you to tell them what they want to know. So I love that. The more I can get them talking, I try to shut up. And I'm like, but I'm asking very pointed questions in certain areas that I want them to talk about. And it's amazing the things they say. And this is all information that we use when we get to the end of the process. We're negotiating the licensing agreement. all that information we got in that first meeting is mission critical to a good licensing agreement that actually pays us both cash. Okay. Go ahead with your product idea.
All right. Thank you for all of that information. That was invaluable.